In pursuit.
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 Man, see? I tell you all about. I be telling y'all about Umana every time we come on this podcast. I be telling you about this, man. This is, man. I'm like a kid at a candy store. I'm super excited about this. So today, y'all, we thought the perfect topic when discussing with Mr. Umana is don't confuse the resource with the source. And I think this is really cool for me to start to talk about with him because he's one of those dudes. Like I said, we work together. So, but like, right, it's like we was talking about it earlier today. We made a joke out of it. It's like factory bell. As soon as it's time to punch out, boom, gone. No overtime, no extra, no. They can't entice him to do anything. And I think even though that may make some people pass over him for certain roles, he doesn't waver on that. So that's why I picked this specific topic for him to talk about, because I think that he's going to be able to shed some light for us and for our listeners to understand why you should have a certain level of trust or a certain level of like, okay, I'm good, with where I'm at. I don't need to do anything extra. With all my extra time, I need to devote it to who the source is, right? In these holy scriptures. So really I want to know from him, but I really want to know from y'all too, like, because a lot of it is this season is newer for y'all and in general. And I think that you have probably a good talking point on this, but in general, how have you found yourself walking in a way where you stopped really looking at resources like the source and really started to lean into the source?
For me, it took me losing the resources to understand who the source really was, to really understand, and really show reverence to who God really is in my life. Like Jose said, like I grew up in church, and it's funny that he, talk about the ministry, like, or like the microphone is not the ministry. Mm-hmm. Because I like being in church, I grew up doing everything. So to me, like growing up, like my thought process or like my understanding of worship was doing everything, not so much just being the center of attention intentionally, but just being out front, doing something boldly to show that, what I'm saying, like that's, but to hear that, like that was actually like, I needed to hear that. But being in a space to where understanding that the job is not the source, understanding that partnerships, mentorships, like all of these things are resources. But I was in a place that like all of my time, all of my energy was focused around, making this amount of money, taking advantage of this opportunity, maximizing on this connection, trying to build this network, that literally like I ended up in a place where I had no access to any of that, like that I could not move forward with those things if I wanted to a place that I had to lean into God and literally feel his presence and really watch him move in my life and watch him move things into place, which is how I ended up in T-Mobile in the first place. Is literally like, man, like if I could just take you back over the last like 7 months, like, and just play you step by step in like each part of that season to get to here today. Like, bro, like if I even tried to put a source like expectation on anything outside of God right now, like it would be a complete slap in the face. Like I couldn't even do it in my right mind if I wanted to.
Well, he kind of, both me and you, he kind of broke both of us down like at the same time. Boy, like he was like whack, 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 man, whack.
Bro,
Both of us were like,
I think the funniest thing, like you said, I think on the first episode was like, when he tell you do something, bro, fall.
Bro, no, fall on your face. Period. Like that should be a thing. I think I really want to go to Pastor Umana real quick too. Can you share a little bit about like your journey and what it meant, like learning to trust God as your true source, even when the resources weren't necessarily guaranteed?
Oh, man. So happened a few years ago, right? We were in a season that uniquely changed. I was touching briefly on it with your wife when you went to go get food. So one day I went to work. I left my wife and my dog at home. I came back. There was 2 kids, my wife and my dog. Yeah, so we went through a season where we had a niece and nephew live with us. Right? I went from just having to support, like, be honest, like the stuff that I wanted and my wife wanted, and then I had to support 2 children, help meet their needs. And it was in a particular season where I wasn't earning as much as I was accustomed to earning. And I failed in that season. I fell hard. Like, I dishonored my wife. Like, our marriage took a bit of a hit from that standpoint because I failed because I was relying on my own strength. And it takes, remember how I touched on earlier, having brothers that'll call you out.
Yeah.
There was a brother in Christ who used to, serve alongside us. He told me after service, like, hey, like, the Lord showed me something for you. Let's go to your house because we're going to watch the game. And then following the game, like, as the game ended or even halftime, he said, like, you have a heaviness on you. Like, when people ask you, are you okay? You just smile and say, yeah, but I know that you're not. And I can tell that you're not. And in that particular season, my wife was earning more. So as men, right?
Yeah.
We can be as transparent as we can be, right?
For sure, please.
So as men, what is your ego is built around your funds.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, I needed to provide for my wife in that moment.
Yep.
But I didn't realize that my wife's check, her salary was outpacing mine. And it really hurt my ego. And I fell back into the comfort sin that I had beforehand. So that's how I dishonored my wife. And when I realized that it wasn't my strength anymore, that he was the one that was going to meet the need, because we're one at that point.
Yeah.
We're not 2. We have had a joint account forever. So we're one. Like, and I remember being on my face, just crying to the Lord, 1, for my marriage, and then 2, like, my finances, like, hey, like help me be the provider.
Yeah.
He showed me in that moment, like, you can provide more than just money.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to lead your wife through this season as I heal her.
Wow.
So he healed my wife from the dishonoring, and he poured into me by reaching out to my pastor. He poured into me. He prayed over me, and he gave me guidance through scripture. As a result, when my wife was going through her healing season, I knew how to lead her. I knew how to tell her, like, babe, after she forgave me and the Lord did the work in her, we were able to navigate the finances of that. Mind you, having a new set of kids in the home.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing that you got the whole 9 months to wait for it.
Right.
I had a 5 and an 8-year-old
Yeah,
in an 8-hour period.
Yeah.
And 5 and 8-year-olds, they are not cheap. They eat like y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. They are outrageous. They like my kids eat like grown men. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. So I already know. Listen, you laughing, but it's facts. Yeah, I know you know too. As soon as they got them, you like your bill when you went. You like, hey, let's go get some In-N-Out. It went from just y'all 2. That's like 16, 17, 18 bucks. Now it's 3-4 of y'all. Now it's a $40 trip every time you go somewhere.
Every time.
Every single time.
And
without fail.
I don't know about you, but like sometimes you do the math in your head before going.
Oh
yeah.
Facts.
All right, so I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. So I'm doing math. I'm like, well, he doesn't eat his whole meal. All right. Okay.
We're gonna get him just
like we're gonna get him something and we're gonna share off of my plate. Like, just like random little things. Like, I love little dude. Like, we were super like I fell in love with both of them, right? And like the Lord, I saw so much growth in their lives as a result of him. Like you said, I fell flat. The Lord picked me up and he made me a much better man. So what he taught me in that season was to trust in him, right?
Yeah.
He showed me that not only could I be a father, but I can also be a husband. Because sometimes what ends up happening is I was focused so much on my work that I neglected my first ministry, which is my home. So I was, even at home, I was always on my phone checking like, yo, how many Sims y'all got? How many Sims y'all got? What did y'all do? Did y'all sell something? because as a leader, my income depended on what my team did.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like always checking up on them. And then my wife is just looking at me like you gonna put the phone down?
Yeah. I think we all been there though, because I know you a nerd. Right? As far as your phone, right? I know you're a nerd. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a nerd. So
thank you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and then, I think we've talked about this before. Like now my wife, she'll just give me a look. She's like, can you just like be here with us? Like, and it don't even like, it's not even from like because I think it's funny because we all live in this social media era, right? So then, our wives are like, can you be here with us? But it's like, bro, you're not here with me either. Like you be looking at your phone. So no. When they ready to put their phone down, you better be ready to put your phone down too, pimp. It's down. It's over with, bro. At that point,
the biggest one is when she ready to go to bed, you better be in that bed.
Bro, hey, don't get in that bed if you don't want to. Next day you're gonna be talking. You're gonna like, oh, you just don't come to bed no more, huh?
The whole day.
It's like for me, it's I got to do all these other steps before going to bed.
Man,
bro,
I'm trying to get prepped for the day, man.
No, so like so all the bedrooms are on the second floor at my house.
Right. Okay.
So I'll hop on the Alexa because my wife's already upstairs. I'm like, hey, do you need anything before I come join you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you come up them steps.
I don't want to go back down. Like, I don't want to go back down.
No, good and well. If I
come up them steps.
I don't want to go back
Bro,
down.
and she always forgets something. Then she like, hey, can you get me this? And you like,
it got to the point where like, even if we like, there's 3 bottles of water on the nightstand on her side that haven't been opened yet. Because like I'll just bring them up because it's always a water. It's always a water situation. Always. So like if it ends up happening, I'll just slide one over to my side of the bed or what have you. But it's like, man, like I'm locking doors, making sure everything is good to go, locking all the cars, and then setting up the dogs.
Word to you. My prophetic word to you.
Yeah.
Buy a mini fridge for right on the side.
Hey,
that's a good idea. You see that? You see he be having the ideas too.
Prophecy of common sense over here.
Knowledge. You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
The Lord operated in that filled up that cup for him.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so let me jump into our theme today, fellas. So
In pursuit.
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 In pursuit.